All right. So let's take a look at the goalkeepers and defenders selected to represent the Super Eagles against Sierra Leone. Match will be played this Sunday, the 18th of June, 5 p.m. Nigerian time to start, and it will be hosted in Liberia. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. Also, thank you very much for that. And we start with the goalkeepers. First goalkeeper on the list, Adebayo Adeleye, and he plays for Hapoel Jerusalem. Hapoel Jerusalem, of course, in Israel. He has had previous invites into the team. I believe he had a little bit of playing time against Algeria in the friendly match. Not the main friendly match, the one against the local Algerian side. I believe he came off the bench in that match. Now, with his club side, he has made 30 appearances in all competitions this season, conceded 38 goals, and kept 10 clean sheets. I don't think that's that bad, because when you think about it, Hapoel Jerusalem is not the big team in Israel, so they're one of the middle type teams, and for you to keep stats like that, I believe that's pretty good. Now with the Super Eagles, I feel it would be logical to believe that he'll be the next goalkeeper up. He's the one that has been called up the most out of these three that are here. He's actually had some playing time with the team, so I guess that would be the main option. But then again, you look at the other goalkeepers, they look more the part. The thing about Adebayo Adeleye is the height, 5'11", and I think that's good height for a goalkeeper. I've seen good goalkeepers at that kind of height, but when you got a coach, Jose Pacero, coming from Europe, that's what they believe. They expect the goalkeeper to be big, commanding the area, so that might be the issue with Adebayo Adeleye. But who knows? It's up to the coach, and let's see what's going to happen. Next up, we got Victor Soshima of Rivers United. Rivers United just came up short at the NPFL Super 6. Head coach Jose Pacero was in the building for majority of the matches, and he is one of the goalkeepers picked out. He has had a pretty good season overall, played in the CAF Champions League and Confederations Cup, and helped lead his team to the quarterfinals of the Confederations Cup. Now, on the down note, he had a couple of situations at the NPFL Super 6 that didn't look too good, but I do feel he's a goalkeeper of quality, especially in the NPFL. He has proven himself year after year, and he definitely deserved this selection. Then you move on to the last goalkeeper, another NPFL goalkeeper, Ojo Olorinleke of Naijabiasfc. Actually got called up when the coach first took office. His first list, I believe Ojo Olorinleke was on the list. And let me keep it real, when he was on the list for that, I kind of felt he didn't deserve it, but I wasn't going to say it, just spoil the man's parade like that. But I felt he didn't deserve it. Just got to the club, had not really done much, but he got the call up anyways. And I guess that kind of helped with his confidence, because if you saw what we saw at the NPFL Super 6, Ojo Olorinleke is just class. And I've been a guy that's watched Ojo Olorinleke for some years, especially when he was in Aqua United. And I feel when you have Ojo Olorinleke just mentally focused, when he can just put away the outside noise and focus on the game, he's one of the best goalkeepers in the country, even not the best. But it all comes down to focus when we're talking about Ojo Olorinleke. It's all about focus. Can he stay focused for 90 minutes, stay in the game, not have any brain farts or things like that? I mean, if he can keep that out of the game, those little mental errors, I don't see why he wouldn't be a goalkeeper for the Super Eagles moving forward. Now, speaking of moving, let's move on to the defenders. William Truce Ekong of Watford FC, the first defender on the list, actually went out on loan to Salernitana in the Italian top flight, and that was halfway through the season. So he had 15 appearances for Watford, then 9 appearances for Salernitana. Now, his last match for the Super Eagles was the friendly match against Portugal. That was right before the World Cup. He played 90 minutes in the game. Of course, we lost that 4-0. Not the best outcome for the team right there, and he has been injured for the last couple of games. He makes his return to the team, and we're just hoping that from the start of camp to the end of camp, William Truce Ekong can be healthy. Now, will he be put in the starting lineup against Sierra Leone? Not too sure, because the last two central defenders performed pretty good. That was Shemi Ajayi and Kenneth Omoru. They did pretty good, so I'm not too sure if he's just gonna walk back into his spot, but let's see how it goes. Up next, we got Calvin Bassey of Ajax FC in the Netherlands. So Calvin made his debut for the team against Ghana in those World Cup qualifiers, and he has been a part of the team ever since. kind of lost his spot in the last couple of matches, was taking out the starting lineup against Guinea-Bissau away from home. But that being said, he has been really good for the team in the time he has played. No real complaints about Calvin Bassey, but there are complaints at the club level. You got people making comments in the media, people who are supposed to be great ex-internationals making silly comments about the young man, saying he was not good enough for Ajax and all that crazy stuff. But that being said, he has had 39 appearances for the team, 1 goal and 5 assists this season. Pretty shabby for the young man right there. I mean, I felt like for his first season in a league and a new country, he did pretty good. It started pretty roughly for him. Got the red card in the first game. I believe it was a Super Cup match. He got the red card, misses 3 matches. And what people need to understand is this is not the Ajax team from last season. The team that was doing so well in their league, did so well in the Champions League. This is not them. They had sold a whole bunch of players, so he's not coming into a stable team. He's coming in a team that's trying to find their way. So instead of expecting them to be a complimentary piece, they're actually expecting them to save the day, and that's not going to always work like that when a player comes in a team for the first time. But I do believe if he does stay at Ajax and plays one more season with them, next season is definitely going to be a much better time for him over there. Next, we got Kevin Akpoguma of Hoffenheim, TSG Hoffenheim in the Bundesliga. He plays as a central defender and a midfielder for his team. He made 28 appearances in the Bundesliga last season, starting 21 of those matches. He has been part of the last 3 lists Jose Peseiro has put out. Played against Algeria in the friendly match, 90 minutes in that game. Then he played 90 minutes against Portugal, but against Guinea-Bissau he played only 55 minutes, and that was the first match. The second match he sat on the bench for the whole duration. I mean, I definitely feel Kevin is a solid option for the team. It has helped him out a little bit, the fact that he has played more as a central defender this season. The past seasons they just put him all over the place. Central defender, right midfield, right back. They just play him all over the place. And as the saying goes, jack of all trades, master of none. And that kind of was working against Kevin Akpoguma for a while there. Next, we got Ebube Duru of Rivers United, left back for the team. One of the best left backs in the NPFL for some years now. Since he was with Lobby Stars, he was one of the best left backs in the league, and he has kept that rank since then. And I really appreciate that fact, the continuity in the league like that from Ebube Duru. Real quality player, good defender, can put in some beautiful crosses into the box, nice set piece taker, free kick taker, can take the direct ones and put them in the top bin, top corner. So definitely a quality player, Ebube Duru. He has been part of the Super Eagles team in a couple recent matches. Actually played 45 minutes against Liberia in that friendly match for George Weah. I don't think that match counts for a cap, but he was part of that team. Next, we got Shemi Ajayi of West Brom in the English Championship. Central defender for club and country. Actually missed about 4 months this season with injury. Returned and wasn't immediately put into the starting lineup. Obviously, that wasn't going to happen. You come back from a 4-month injury. It took him a little bit of time, but he has been playing really well for his team. Been playing some regular playing time, 90 minutes. He has made 23 appearances in the league this season, starting 17 of those matches, and most of those came at the ending of the season. Up next, we got Kenneth Omeru of Leganes in the Spanish 2nd Division, La Liga 1, 2, 3, or whatever you call it. Now, with the Super Eagles, he has played in our last 2 matches, and those were the matches against Guinea-Bissau. Came off the bench in the first leg in Abuja, then was put into the starting lineup in the second leg. Of course, he's a central defender for the team. Stuck around with Leganes, trying to get him back in La Liga, and so far so good. To be honest, it's not working out good. 22 appearances this season, 1 goal, 1 assist for his team. Now, under Jose Peseiro, the man just recently got got some love. Finally started a match, and that was the game against Guinea-Bissau where the Super Eagles won by a 0-0. Prior to that, he only played 8 minutes, and that was against Sierra Leone in Abuja. I mean, for me personally, I don't know what took so long with the coach. I just don't know what took so long. Kenneth Omweru should have been the starting central defender since he took over the team. I guess he's looking at what team they're playing on. He plays in a second division Spanish team, and you're looking at other players where they're playing at, and you're like, okay, let's play these players that are on higher levels. But when you watch Kenneth Omweru play for Nigeria, I mean, it's something special. I call him the Rock of Kenneth Omweru. This is a top player. I mean, I feel like where you're talking about central defenders and you go back, you don't see none better than Kenneth Omweru. If we're all being honest, if we're not trying to be biased in this situation, I don't think there's a central defender. If you go back the past 10 years, there's none that's close to Kenneth Omweru. Yes, you might have played for better clubs and this and that, but when you look at performances, you talk about 2013, you talk about 2018, one of the best defenders in the competition. You talk about even this last AFCON we were part of. He had a tremendous performance, and I feel like we need to put more respect on the man's name. That's just how I feel on that situation. Now, moving on, we got Zaidu Sanusi of FC Porto. FC Porto in the Portuguese top flight. Now, I think I said earlier, he is a left back for club and country. Actually has some injury issues. 3 months missed this season. He has had 18 appearances in the league, 8 appearances in the Champions League, scoring 1 goal in all competition. And I feel like he was really good in the Champions League, especially those 2 matches against Inter Milan. Now with the Super Eagles, he has played in the last few matches, started the last few matches. The matches against Guinea-Bissau definitely was in the starting lineup for those. I felt like he was supposed to be in a competition with Calvin Bassey for the left back position, but Calvin Bassey got moved to a central defender, and there goes the competition. But now that Calvin Bassey was moved to the bench from the central defender position, maybe he has to now fight for the left back position, and maybe the fight is on. So let's see how it goes in the match against Sierra Leone in Liberia. Now, last of the defenders, we got Bright Osayi Samuel of Fenerbahce in the Turkish top flight. Made his first appearance for the Super Eagles against Portugal. For me, he has been man of the match in all matches he has played. I'm not joking. He has been the man of the match in all matches he has played since he joined the Super Eagles. The run that this man is on is unprecedented in my opinion. Defensively, he was just a rock against Portugal. And I'm like, okay, maybe he's just a defensive type player, even though he's a winger. We all know him as a winger for QPR. But when he played against Guinea-Bissau, he turned it up a notch when it comes to the offensive game. He was doing so much offensively, you forget that he is such a shutdown defender. Then the second leg, he creates the opportunity for the penalty. He goes down, wins the penalty in the box. I mean, now I'm just waiting for the real competition to start. He and Ola Aina. I feel like if you're not going to play Ola Aina at a right back, you got to find somewhere to put him because he's such a quality player. But that competition is going to be insane. Bright Osayi Samuel, Ola Aina. That's going to be a tough one. But as of right now, there is no competition. I believe that's one player that's definitely going to be in the starting lineup against Sierra Leone. When you look at the rest of the players on the list, I don't see anybody stopping them from being in the starting lineup. I believe that's one of the set names right there, Bright Osayi Samuel. So yeah, those are the goalkeepers and defenders selected to represent the Super Eagles against Sierra Leone in their AFCON Qualifier. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section, and please don't forget to like and subscribe. Thank y'all for watching. Peace.